Hello there YouTube, it's your boy B3, back with another kicking, action figure review. Today I'm finally getting around to reviewing more of my Universal Monsters. You guys know the Universal Monsters is one of my favorite franchises of all time. Like, it's in my big three, you know? It's up there with Godzilla and Power Rangers. I love the Universal Monsters. And I really want to represent them more on this channel, so today I am reviewing the NECA Ultimate Mummy from their Universal Monsters line. Yes, the Mummy was played by Boris Karloff. This makeup, this whole outfit, these cosmetics was done by Jack Pierce. You only see him dressed as this for a very short time at the beginning of the film, and you barely see him move in it. And like the most impactful shot of it, it's not even actually in the shot, you just see the dragging bandages. But all the merchandise is made of him in this outfit, not the actual outfits that he wears most of the movie when he's dressed as a person, which just has really wrinkly gray skin. And I think that's because Jack Pierce's makeup is so iconic and stunning and magnificent, and Boris Karloff famously loved it but couldn't pee in it. Look it up. It's great, Jack. How do I pee in it? He allegedly said that after looking at himself in it. Very, very cool. This is kind of his signature pose from the film. So you can get that signature pose, which is nice. Very nice. And there is a black and white version of it you can get. It's the same figure, same sculpt, same accessories, same everything. It's just in black and white. But this figure is almost black and white already. You see it is a very gray figure. You see his gray, dusty hair. And this is him, you know, eyes closed and all, so that you can position him in the sarcophagus. You can get a sarcophagus and an accessory set from NECA. I would like it very much, but there are also cheap sarcophagi in this scale that you can just get online. You don't have to get an official one, but I would like the official one, please. You see, you get the color version, and you do get like the gold paint on the ring that he uses to hypnotize and do magic and stuff. Very fun, very ace, very swag, very YOLO. Very nice. I mean, that detail in that paint all over is just incredible. I love these NECA Ultimates and these Universal Monster ones. I don't want to be a completist for them, but I do want every monster at least. So, how about articulation? You've got great up and down on the head and neck, like amazing movement all around. Great joints at the top and bottom of the neck there. In and out on the arm, rotation, you know. You've got a nice swivel there, as well as a double elbow bend that also swivels on each point of it. That's a lot of articulation in the arm. Forward and back on the wrists, a nice rotation there. Good bit of torso movement. Forward and back is a little tough on mine, but that's okay. And the waist moves very well too. And helps with the crunch, forward and back. Now the legs move well because NECA, like McFarlane, uses rubber bussies. Yes, so that means that the legs can come back, unlike Hasbro figures whose legs can't kick back because they have hard plastic bussies. These have rubber bussies, which is great, but they can also go forward, in and out, very nice. You have a knee bend, it's a single, but it goes all the way. It's a nice 90-degree, and it can rotate. Very good. On the feeties, you have up and down, a nice ankle pivot, which is really important for posing, and it's fully painted, detailed and everything on the bottom of the feet, which is above and beyond for any figure, really, and also peg holes for a stand, if needed. And NECA does have NECA brand stands that are guaranteed to fit your NECA figures. Now there's also a lot of accessories with this guy. Let's get to those. First up, we have these bandages, and you can kind of drape them over various parts of the mummy. You can like have them around his neck. You can have them dangling off his arm when he's doing that, like if he's doing that kind of classic, you know, Universal Monster-y walk, you know, the one, you know the one, like that. Isn't that cool? That's very cool. So you can place those on his body where needed. You could have his leg up on something like he's climbing stairs and have one hanging off his leg, or you can have him on his feet dragging, just like in the first act of the film. You know, you can drape him in many different spots, which is very cool, very nice. One of mine got bent, but it's fine. Now, you also have alternate heads. You saw the closed eyes, closed mouth here, and you have two other heads, an open eye, closed mouth, and an open eye, open mouth, which is a very freaky head. Tell me that's not a freakish head sculpt. You never even see that in the film. I think that's why it's so off-putting, because you don't ever see that. Oh my god, you don't even really ever see him like this much. You see his eyes start to open, I think. Maybe you don't even see that. I don't know, I need to rewatch it. But yeah, they're both marvelous. I think I'm going to display him with this one. Pretty cool. And he, of course, also has interchangeable hands. You saw the kind of resting hands here that you would use to do his signature pose from the film. But you also have these reaching hands. And I might display him with these reaching hands. I don't know. You see, these hands are kind of both for the same side, and they are different. Like, at first I thought I got two of the same hands, but they are actually different. So, I might display him with one of these. In fact, I probably will. But, I didn't get an extra one of these hands. It's kind of odd. I mean, I kind of get it. They were giving them all to this side. And I think that was so they would be able to include the next accessory in their budget. Now, this next accessory is above and freaking beyond, okay? Bada boom, the casket. Okay. Now this is very cool. Look at that. Nice, subtle golden paint on a lot of it. Also, these gods and everything. This is a very nice piece. The inscription on the top, does it go that way? I have no clue, but it can open up. And what's inside it? The freaking scroll? An actual paper scroll? Oh my Christ. Look, it's the full scroll from the film. Life and death, motherfucker. Look at that, Anubis judging souls and shit. That's amazing. Whoa! Isn't that the coolest accessory they could have given this guy? I mean, he came to life when they read the inscription on it and everything, and he stole... No, he didn't steal the scroll, did he? No, yes he did. Yes he did. Yes he did. I think it's just he only had part of it. That's the complete scroll. That is an amazing accessory. Top tier. It does not get better than that. I think that's why they didn't have the other hands, because they wanted to include this in the budget. And goddamn, it's worth it. I would have given up full interchangeable hands if they had made me choose between interchangeable hands and this, I would have chosen this. This is an incredible piece for an incredible figure. Now, I know what your guys' favorite part is. Size comparisons. And I know you want to see them. Right, meow. So, let's see them. Alrighty. First up, we gotta compare him with other Universal monsters. These are all NECAs. On the left, we have the Crypt Club creature from the Black Lagoon, aka Gillman. He was a Loot Crate exclusive, but he is the same sculpt as their other Gillman figures. So if you have those, it'll be about the same there. Let's pull him down just a little bit. There we go. And then we also have Frankenstein's monster, the color version. If you have other Frankenstein's monsters from the first film, because there is one from the second film out now, I believe, he should work well with those two. I actually quite like him with both of these. Yeah, he's shorter and stuff, but he's kind of supposed to be. Frankenstein's monster is supposed to be really tall, and the Gillman is a big, imposing, prehistoric man, too. Plus, all his clothing is like skin tight. All these wraps are skin tight and stuff. It was supposed to be a way to trap him because he was buried alive. So it makes sense that he is smaller because he is normal human sized and these two aren't. That means he needs to be compared with another monster that's normal human size. Let's pull out our Crypt Club Gillman and go in with the black and white Carfax Abbey Dracula, played by the immortal Bela Lugosi. Now that's perfect. See, this is another human-sized monster, and they're head-to-head, literally. It's great. I love it. They should have gone head-to-head in the films. The Mummy got gypped in the crossovers. I swear he did. We should have had a House of the Mummy and everything else. But he did get a lot of films, so that's good. Got a lot of films. So yeah, he does scale perfectly with your other NECA Ultimate Universal Monsters figures. And we always say here on this channel, if it scales well with its own line, then it is scaling well, period. Because that's all it needs to scale well with. I butchered that, but you know what I mean. So let's get its own line out of the way and try to show them with some other stuff. Maybe a few other NECAs first? Like the NECA Armored Lost Predator, another famous movie monster. The Predator, the Yahja. This is an older version. It's not the one. It's not the Ultimate with all the articulation or anything. And I think it looks good because Predators aren't supposed to be much bigger than the normal Humies. And then, how about another NECA that was a recent review? You can probably guess that it's a Xenomorph. It is the Alien Resurrection Warrior. Woof, big. But the Warriors always crouch and stuff. But they are tall. So yeah, I think the Alien Warrior works as well. Digging that. Let's take him out of there. Move him out. We also have one more NECA that I want to show. And it's more of a slasher villain. He's not a slasher in his first two movies, but you know, the last act of his third film, he gets very slashery. Pinhead. This is the Ultimate Pinhead, given to me as a gift, birthday gift from my friend Big Boy Chungus. And it looks like they scale pretty perfectly together. I'm really digging that as well. And this Pinhead is an amazing figure, by the way. And now let's move on to other toy lines, like other Universal monsters. For instance, the Diamond Select Metaluna Mutant from this island Earth, who is also a much taller being, but also you can see how a normal human would fit in that costume, and I do think it actually scales perfectly with this. So, if you have many of the Diamond Select ones that NECA hasn't made, like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, or like Van Helsing, or their Metaluna Mutant here, then yeah, they are going to work well with your NECAs. They'll be the same scale, which is pretty incredible. Now, let's get Pinhead out of the way, so that I can show you a very, very cool, very, very ace, very, very swag Jada Toys Invisible Man. I got him dirt cheap, and he was a different outfit than the NECA one, who I still need to review, but I do have him. He's to my left over here in my review pile. But yeah, he's a much smaller scale, so he's just not going to scale well with your Mummy. It's not going to happen. But he is still a very good figure, and check out my review if you want to know more. Oh, let's do it on this side. And our very last figure of the day is from a now defunct line. Well, sort of defunct. It's back. It used to be a horror toy line, like horror action figures, and now it's just for statues from classic movies. It is the Movie Maniacs McFarlane Pumpkinhead. NECA, for the love of God, give us an Ultimate Pumpkinhead. I love this Pumpkinhead. It'll be in my collection forever because I'm a huge Pumpkinhead stan. That first film is one of my favorite films of all time, but NECA, we need one. But until we get one, hopefully we will, this guy actually works really well. I think he scales quite well with the Mummy, and those two immortal beings going at each other would be very fun to watch. Very fun. And that's it for size comparisons. So yeah, really anything in the 7-inch scale he's going to do great with. And he does good with Diamond Select, NECA, Ultimate or not. This is a great figure. So all in all, what are my final thoughts on the NECA Ultimate Color Mummy from their Universal Monsters line? He's pretty fantastic. Like, he's actually a really, really good figure. I love him. The sculpt, the paint, the articulation, the amazing accessories. Yes, it would have been nice to get another hand for this side, but I can see why they didn't do it. because they wanted to give us amazing stuff. Really just some of the best accessories I've seen with one of these NECAs ever. I mean, I did not expect a paper scroll when I bought him. I really didn't. I've had him for a while now, and that still baffles me that they did that. Really amazing figure. So that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. But check out all the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.